This video is for Pre-Algebra Chapter 2, Lesson 9, and the quote today comes from Horseradish, Bitter Truths You Can't Avoid by Lemmy Snicket, page 83. A passport, as I'm sure you know, is a document that one shows to government officials whenever one reaches a border between countries, so the officials can learn who you are, where you were born, and how you look when photographed unflatteringly. Alright, so this lesson is on solving one-step inequalities by adding and subtracting. It's very similar to adding and subtracting when you have an equal sign. The only thing is there's no equal sign in any of these problems because they're inequalities. So if you're doing any questions for homework or in class or whatever for this lesson, and you have an equal sign in your answer, you have done something wrong. Okay? You make sure that there are inequalities, no equal signs today, folks, no equal signs. Okay, so just a reminder, inequalities are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Okay, we solve inequalities using the proportions of equality for addition and subtraction, which means your mission is to get the variable by itself by performing the opposite operation. And then you use whatever you do on one side of the inequality, you do on the other side of the equality. All right, so here's our first example. We have m plus 3 is greater than 6. So to get m by itself, I'm going to do the opposite operation. So I'm going to minus 3 on both sides, minus 3 on both sides. M is greater than or equal to 3. So now we have to graph it because you're going to have to graph a lot of your answers when they ask. So make sure you're paying attention to that. So we always have 0 when we're graphing for Miss DH. We're going to have the 3, which is the number we're comparing it to. It is an open circle and it has all numbers greater than 3. Well, that would be on the right of 3. All right, next problem. We have V minus 4. So the opposite of minusing 4 is adding 4. And we're going to end up with V is less than or equal to 11. Got a graph, so we always put 0 on our graphs because Miss DH is picky. And since it is a or equal to, because we've got half of an equal sign there, we're going to have a closed circle. And V is less than 11, so that's all the numbers on the left of 11. Okay, so next we have 8 plus T is less than 15, so I'm going to, not minus t can stay put, I'm going to minus 8 because the opposite of positive 8 is negative 8, minus 8, t is less than, 15 minus 8 is 7, so if I'm going to graph this, I always have 0, I have my comparison number, since it's a less than, it's going to be an open circle, and t is less than 7, so it's all the numbers to the left of 7, because again, t could be 6, t could be 5, t could be negative 2, t could be negative 5,000, because it is a number that is less than 7. All right, next question. We have negative 3 is less than or equal to x minus 7, so we're going to minus 7 on both sides, minus 7 on both sides, add the opposite. We've got negative 3 plus negative 7 is negative 10. Is less than x. So we're going to have 0 and we're going to have negative 10. Since it is an or equal, we're going to have a closed circle. And since x is greater than negative 10, it's all the numbers greater than or equal to negative 10, which is on the right side of the negative 10. All right, because we know there's like a negative 9, negative 8. Those are all numbers that are greater than negative 10 because larger numbers are always on the right of the number line, and numbers that are less than are always on the left side. Okay, so next equation, we have m minus 13 is greater than 29, so we're going to add 13 on both sides, add 13 on both sides. M is greater than, let's do some math, carry the 1, 42. So we've got 0, we've got 42. Since this is just a less than, we're going to have an open circle, and numbers that are greater than 42 are on the right side. Last straight up math problem, because we've got a word problem, and then we're done. So we're going to add 5 on both sides, add 5 on both sides. We've got t is greater than or equal to 16. So we've got 0, we've got 16. Because it's an or equal to, we're definitely going to have a closed circle, and then t is greater than 16 or equal to, so it's all the numbers that include or are greater than 16. So there you go. You got to make sure you guys know how to graph, okay? If you need another quick demo on that, go look at the video for lesson 8, chapter 2, lesson 8. All right, last up, we got a word problem. All right, so be sure to graph on a number line when asked to. This one hasn't asked you to, but here's the word problem. An airline lets you check up to 65 pounds of luggage. One suitcase weighs 37 pounds. How much can a second suitcase cost? Second suitcase weigh? Blah. Okay, so how much can it weigh? Well, we've got 37 pounds already, and if we add the weight of the second suitcase that we don't know yet, so I'm going to just make it an X, this has to be less than, because we can take less than 65 pounds of luggage, or it can equal 65, because we really only care if we go over 65. If it's less than 65, we're still okay with the airline. So how do I solve this problem? Well, I've got 37 plus x is less than or equal to 65. I'm going to solve it the same way I solved the problems on the previous slides. I'm going to minus things so I can get the variable by itself, because again, our mission is to get the variable by itself. That cancels out. X is less than or equal to, I got to do some quick math real quick. There we go. So that would be 8 and 2. So we can take any luggage or a second suitcase that is less than or equal to 28 pounds. That's a 28 pounds, right? So my second suitcase could be 20 pounds, 19 pounds, 15 pounds. It could be 27.999 pounds. It could be exactly 28 pounds, but it cannot be 29 pounds. If it's 29 pounds, we got a problem. Okay, that concludes the video.